Thanks for your work on it. Next item is discussion of possible action to develop an approach for transforming the administration of the driver's license division to a civilian model of the Chief Brown.
Chairman, Commissioners, what I presented to you in the report this month was a little bit more detail level with regards to transforming to a business model, not just the function of moving to civilian supervisors, but actually adding the customer service initiatives, beginning to develop those out so we run more like a business operation. What we've done in the meantime, we've completed the job descriptions for civilian managers and first-line supervisors. We've done an assessment for recommending the numbers of civilian supervisors we believe that we need to adequately manage the driver's license division. We will continue this month in evaluating those job descriptions and the recommended salaries that coincide with those job descriptions to ensure, one, that those salaries are adequate, that we can retain, and that we can hire qualified personnel to manage these functions. In addition, we have begun a pilot at the North Lamar office, as I described last month. We have a mid-level civilian manager that is actually managing the civilian functions of that office. We've asked the commissioned officers to step out of the supervision role and allow that civilian manager to manage the operations. That's been going since the first of this month, and we'll continue to monitor that and have final results in our final recommendation. We've worked with Chief Baker and the Texas Highway Patrol to continue to line out and set out how the transfer process would work for the commissioned officers from driver's license to other services within the division. We continue to actively research our recommendations on the customer service initiatives. Many of those will require funding. Some level of support here to put those in place, so we continue to work on that research as well. One of the next steps that is imperative that we decide how we're going to move forward with this model as we are able to finalize our recommendations and get support for salary levels, number of FTEs, which customer service initiatives that we intend to address. We have to determine how we go back and request funding. As you're aware, when the Sunset Commission made their recommendation, they made it as a no-cost recommendation. So we are in a bit of a problem area in that we don't have a request for funding to approach the civilian business management model, either from Sunset or from the LAR approach. So as we begin to finalize these numbers and bring those back to you, then we'll have to decide how we go forth with requesting funding or appropriations to move forward. It's my goal that you'll have a final report that will have all of the recommendations, inclusive of the civilian management, the customer service initiatives, and the timeline for transition by the December meeting.
Okay. What I would like you to do, as a courtesy, I would like you to send a copy of the report that you just discussed that we received to the members of the Sunset Commission, particularly to the representative of the president, so that they know what's going on, what the status is, the progress we're making, and what the goals are, and so on. And to copy them on all of this, anything that we're receiving, I'd like to have them receive as well.
If you're in agreement, Chairman, I'll also attempt to make appointments and make myself available to answer any questions or entertain any of their recommendations as well.
I think that would be a very helpful item.
Any other questions?
Sorry.
I have a question. I see where you're working on the job description for the civilian manager. Can you tell us a little bit about how you're going to develop that?
What we've done, Commissioner Crowe, is we've taken for each level, we looked at the captain's job description as they manage a region. We looked at how do the related job activities that a captain performs today apply to a civilian. And we've begun to, actually we've completed it, we don't have approval on it yet, but we've completed the transition of those responsibilities to civilian personnel, both for the regional level, as well as for a mid-level manager, and then for a line-level supervisor for our individual driver license offices. If you'll recall, last month I spoke with Commissioner Mark with regards to the fact that we have 63 sergeants now, over 290 some odd driver license locations. And we don't feel like that's adequate today, and we feel like that we'll even be in a weaker state if we try to do civilian management with those numbers. So we've assessed the number of offices we have, the number of full-time locations we have, and begin to lay out how many supervisors do we need at what levels. I know you're aware we have offices where there may be 3 personnel that really don't call for a supervisor, they call for more of a lead person. We've got offices where there's 7 or 8. Looking at that level of supervision versus an office like the one on North Lenore that may have 25 people, or the one on Houston Gessner that may have 50 people. How do we begin to look at the management levels at each one of those offices so that we can actually supervise the business at hand and have enough support at the supervisory level that we're not trying to make do, that we're actually able to support the functions that a supervisor needs to do on a day-to-day basis, as well as those management functions for the administration part of it.
And how is it perceived that a civilian employee or a civilian manager is going to achieve better results than a commissioned officer? Tell me what the difference is.
My personal opinion is that I don't see that a civilian can do any better job than my commissioned officer can. I believe my commissioned officer provides a presence that the public, it stops them short. They're not going to argue with a uniform like they will argue with a civilian who's trying to portray the same statute, the same role. So I personally, I don't have an answer for that. I don't believe that it's the civilian that will make the job any better. I believe that through the sunset recommendations and through the sunset committee, the discussions I've had, is that the goal is to run it more like a business, run this operation like a business. And up until and including today, we are hampered by being funded like a state agency. We operate within the box that we're provided. And so I think the success of this program will be completely contingent upon the legislature understanding that you have to fund this division like a business. We have to have appropriated funding that will allow us to retain employees, that will allow us to put customer service initiatives in place, equipment, technology, that will support this operation like a business. And so I don't think it's so much the commission versus the civilian as it is if as I understand it, the complaints are that I am not serving the public in the way that they want to be served. And in the constraints that we have today, it's very difficult to do that. With the salary levels that we have and the turnover that we have, it's very difficult to get employees who are committed to what they do. So I think the success of the program doesn't hinge on whether I have a civilian supervisor or commission. It hinges on the support and the appropriations and the opportunity to get outside of a box and do what we need to do to operate our business.
Are you going to say that in the report?
I'll be glad to.
I think you have hit on the crux of the problem, and I think you're doing a nice job on the front end, but the back end is 2 things, I think. The cost of it, and I'm intrigued by the idea that there won't be any increased cost. I just am eager to see how that magic occurs. You're going to have more people and more intense supervision. It sounds like more money to me. I think the back end, from my experience in the civilian sector, the private sector, is performance goals. And you have to establish as a driver license office that there will be no longer than a 7-minute wait. And then you have to measure. That's a time and study. In the businesses that I've been in, we hired time and study experts to clock how our people were doing their job. And that's the way you measure. X number of minutes in line or X number of people hired for the surges that come at the noon hour or at 5 p.m. You know when those are going to occur. They're not a surprise. Additionally, the expanded hours will be a factor in it. I didn't see that in there, but I suppose that you're thinking about that.
We are looking at that. We absolutely are. And I'll tell you that you're exactly right. As I spoke to Amy at Sunset, I laid out for her, this has a significant fiscal impact with it.